Hi, drama queens! Today's episode question is, what's your favorite part about a new relationship? Is it the late night phone calls? Is it the carefully planned dates? I'm sure anything and everything makes you laugh those first few weeks or months, right? Are you excited to see Ji-ho and Sang-Eun in love like 15-year-old teenagers? So get comfy, everybody, and let's binge. Episode 10 starts with a steamy kiss in the car. After a long time, Sang-Eun and Ji-ho finally pull apart and bid each other goodnight. Sang-Eun is over the moon as she steps into her apartment. Miss Yoo is watching as a hawk, and she assumes that Sang-Eun's mood is due to her hot romance with Hae-Jin. That night, Sang-Eun and Ji-ho talk on the phone like a couple of teenagers in love. Sang-Eun keeps biting her fingers to keep her excitement down, and Ji-ho is so nervous that his whole body turns stiff. As usual, the two of them both want the other to hang up the phone first, doing the "you hang up first, no you dance. Until Ji-ho states, "You better go sleep because you still have to wake up early tomorrow to be Hae-Jin's wife." Well, that sufficiently kills the mood, and Sang-Eun hangs up the phone at last. Then she gets a text from Ji-ho asking if they could meet tomorrow after she's done work because Wednesday is too far away. This causes Sang-Eun to become super happy again. New relationships are such roller coasters, right? Little does she know that danger is brewing. Miss Yoo refuses to sleep and schemes with Ina reps late into the night. The next day, Woo reports Miss Yoo's strange behavior to Sang-Eun. They come out to see her preparing breakfast for the first time ever and planning out Sang-Eun's day like she used to do before. After breakfast, she goes to the Ina group again. She reiterates that she's confirmed that Sang-Eun is in fact already dating Hae-Jin, so she will call the Kanjin group personally to get this whole thing done. There's a certain victory, I guess, in reviving the failed marriage arrangement from years ago. But she doesn't realize how much trouble she's going to cause Sang-Eun, man. Ji-ho's not been this happy for a long time. Not only is he smiling randomly, he also proactively greets his co-workers and even lets his boss know that he will be attending spousal gatherings in the future. Hae-Jin's the polar opposite to Ji-ho and is moping in front of his agent. He thought he wooed Sang-Eun with his expert kiss, only to be told that it was nothing more than a misunderstanding. He even speculates if Sang-Eun is a relationship master and is playing hard to get. Sang-Eun arrives at Hae-Jin for her shift, but they both feel a little awkward about the kiss. Sang-Eun feels even more awkward when she sees Hae-Jin's visitor Ji-Young. Ji-Young obviously doesn't know that Sang-Eun is currently dating her ex-husband. She even mentions her past marriage a little bit, explaining her frustrations with her ex. An eager Ji-ho comes home only to run into Ji-Young in the parking garage. Both of them feel uncomfortable meeting each other this frequently, and Ji-Young makes it a point to walk away quickly. Sang-Eun is explaining to Hae-Jin again that the kiss between them was just a misunderstanding. Hae-Jin doesn't want to give up, thinking that there is still a chance that Sang-Eun could grow to like him, until she tells him right after that she's preparing to date Ji-ho for real. This sets Hae-Jin back. He tries to extend their contract, which is set to expire soon, and keeps saying that if they reunited earlier, he wouldn't have lost to Ji-ho. As if that would make a difference, right? Sang-Eun turns serious and lets him know that she wants to live freely, and if the two of them were to ever get together, it would just bring her back into a world of power-hungry elites. Hae-Jin is deeply disappointed and doesn't really care about her reasoning. Sang-Eun then shows up at Ji-ho's door, relieved that she's made everything clear with Hae-Jin, even though it was a little painful. Now she thought she was going on a proper date with Ji-ho, but he takes her out to practice golf instead. He is hyper-competitive and wants them to beat everyone at the upcoming spousal golf tournament. Everything can be fun when you're with the person that you like, so the two of them have a great time at the golf range. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's a pretty solid date idea. After practice, Ji-ho plans to take Sang-Eun out for dinner, but they run into his boss and co-workers on their way out, and they insist on having dinner together with Ji-ho and Sang-Eun. At the restaurant, Ji-ho is the perfect, considerate husband. He even helps Sang-Eun push back drinks by telling the old man that they're trying to have a baby. Underneath the table, he holds Sang-Eun's hand sweetly, sending her heart soaring. After dinner, Jiho's clingy boss wants to go for a second round, which Jiho declines since he wants to spend more time with Sang-Eun. Ever so considerate, Sang-Eun proactively leaves early so that Jiho can devote some time networking with his co-workers. When she gets home, she gets a call from Jiho, who wants to hear her voice and asks if they can turn their fake marriage appointment the next day into a real date. Sang-Eun is thrilled. She probably feels like one of those Korean drama female leads who finally gets with the perfect, sweet, and hot guy, right? It seems the lovebird have stolen all the happiness from Hae-Jin. He's basically plain dead at home, blasting his emo music when his agent comes to let him know that the INA group has proactively reached out to the Kang group to arrange a marriage alliance. Hae-Jin remembers Sang-Eun telling him that ever since little, she's always been used by the adults in her life. He suspects that the INA group wants to use her again to strengthen their power and concludes that the marriage alliance isn't Sang-Eun's idea. Finally, this guy has a brain. At the same time, Hae-Jin's mom is talking with Ji-young to find out more about Hae-Jin's fiancé. It's only then that Ji-young finds out that Hae-Jin's fiancé is the heiress of INA group. She accepts Hae-Jin's mom's bribe to act as her spy, giving up her client-lawyer confidentiality. As she leaves, Hae-Jin's mom gets a call from him. He finally agrees to go on blind dates with other crazy rich Asian girls, so they can keep their claws off Sang-Eun. He warns them that he and Sang-Eun are through, and if they keep badgering about the marriage alliance, he will leave the family for good. An ethical lawyer, Ji-yeon, then spots Sang-Eun shopping in the supermarket while talking on the phone. As Sang-Eun is about to hang up, she calls Jiho's name, which stuns Ji-young. She calls Hae-Jin immediately to let him know, only to find out that Hae-Jin already knows about Sang-Eun and Jiho. He's then forced to confess that he hired Sang-Eun to help deal with the paparazzi. Ji-young remembers back to when Jiho told her that he is married to a woman who marries and divorces people professionally. She tells Hae-Jin that she thinks Sang-Eun is taking advantage of Jiho. He quickly defends Sang-Eun, obviously, by saying that it's Jiho and I who are taking advantage of Sang-Eun's kindness even though she's retired. What happens next is quite chaotic. Ji-young barges into Jiho's apartment. She's a little full of herself since she assumes that Jiho hired Sang-Eun to make her jealous. She says that she's a little flattered by the lengths that he's going to get her attention. She's wondering if Jiho holds on to the hope that the two of them will get back together. Jiho kicks her out right away and makes it clear that he doesn't want anything to do with her. He tells her she doesn't have the right to get angry or cause a scene. She mocks him that he used to not care about money and fame, and now he's dying to be together with the heiress of INA group. And then she walks away. At the same time, Hae-Jin is seen forcefully carrying a panicked Sang-Eun away from the parking garage. He doesn't want Sang-Eun to get roped into the fight between Jiho and his ex-wife. But he also doesn't know how to explain his weird behavior, so Sang-Eun yells at him for being random and causing her to spill her groceries everywhere, and then she storms off as well. That night, Jiho and Sang-Eun have a very weird conversation. He's curious about her identity as the heiress of INA and asks her about her life. Not knowing what he wants to know, she tells him that she has a male roommate. He looks slightly uncomfortable hearing that. Sang-Eun notices and wonders if he's actually a possessive person. Thinking back to how Jiho's ex criticized Jiho about his personality after all these years, Sang-Eun is quick to let him know that she will accept him along with all his flaws. Jiho, not really understanding where this is going, eagerly responds that he will do the same. Next day, on Woo's advice, Sang-Eun decides to end her contract with Hae-Jin early. Jiho's over the moon to hear about this. However, plans are made to be foiled, I always say, because when Sang-Eun tells Hae-Jin in his trailer that she wants to end the contract, he actually agrees, and he wants to help her escape the arranged marriage alliance. But he lets her know that celebrity breakups are complicated, and there's a process to go through in order to protect her identity and safety while they break up amicably. As they're talking, breaking news comes on, showing photos of Hae-Jin carrying Sang-Eun and running towards their apartment. It's quickly trending, and the worst part, Sang-Eun's face is in full view. Jiho is currently busy scouring the internet for restaurants to take Sang-Eun on a fancy date, and comes across the news, which ruins his mood completely. I'm starting to have some change of heart about Hae-Jin. Like, yes, he's not right for Sang-Eun, Yes, he's a little manipulative and a little dense, but overall he's not a bad guy. And I feel sorry for his family situation and how restrictive it is to be a celebrity. Sometimes we think being famous is amazing, and celebrities should never complain. But the lack of privacy and personal space alone would drive me crazy. This is going to blow up in the next few episodes as well, I suspect. So please subscribe and join back for the next episode of Love in Contract. Thanks for watching.